Hi, today we're in Sunset State Beach Campground in Santa Cruz, California. Got these huge pine trees all along the campsites. And most of these are called Monterey pines. We have one here too. Pinus Radiata, also called a insidious pine or a radiata pine. He's an evergreen, native to Central California. You find him in Santa Cruz, Monterey, San Luis Obispo, and you find him also off the coast of Mexico. And he's harvested internationally. Found him in all sorts of countries. He's described as a carnivorous evergreen, versatile, fast-growing, medium density, softwood pine. He's desirable for his pulp and his lumber. This is his trunk right there. He's super green today. This is April. And they get really tall, like this guy here. They grow like 5 to 7 feet per year, usually about 100 feet high in the wild, but cultivating they get as high as 200 feet. And they typically live like 80 or 90 years, and they have these upward pointing branches. Let's see, get the sun out of the way. See how they kind of point upward way up there? You got a little tip. That's how you know these guys are one of our Monterey pines. And his bark, let's see his bark here. And I'm going to get down there by the trunk of this guy. Let's see here. Get way down there. He's a great tree. Here we go. Anyway, his bark down here, he's sort of fissured, dark gray and brown, and then he's also dark gray all the way up to the branches off the trunk. Little mossy looking guy right here. To describe him, 2 ways to identify him here. You got his leaves or his needles. Go down here, we'll check this guy out here. So his needles usually come in groups of 3 from the fascicle. Pull this off. See? 1, 2, 3. So that's pretty lucky. I got 3. Let's see if I get 3 more off this fascicle. There we go. We got 1, 2, 3 right there. So that's one way to describe these guys, identify them. There's a subspecies in Mexico called Bipinata. He's only got 2. These are the male cones, the pollen cones. They're a lot smaller. See that? Anyway, they generate a bunch of pollen. The females, a little different. Here we go. We got our females here. These are the young ones. They're sort of green. And they grow spirally around the stem. This one here is 4 all around the stem. And they're equal. Sometimes you find 3, and sometimes you only find 2. This one here, what do we have? Just 2 right here. They're about 3 to 7 inches long. And then they're, well, they start brown and egg-shaped. Then they turn this little green here. And when they ripen, they turn like a gray color. Let's see if I find the little baby ones. Here we go. Little baby female cones right here coming up. They're there. We got some right here too. And they're called serotinous. And that means they remain closed until there's like a fire. Some big heating event opens them up. And they're, see this guy, he's on this. You can't get him off, he's way stuck on there. He's waiting for that fire to open him up and release him. We've got some more green ones right up there. Anyway, once he opens up, the seeds, they fall to the ground and they, of course, they ripen and sprout. This guy here, he looks a little more bare, Not sure what happened to them. But one of the big concerns out here with these pines is called a pine pitch canker. That's a disease that's called by the Fusarium circinatum fungus. He was introduced to California in 1986. In some areas, like 80% of the trees are affected, so it's pretty bad. Also affected by a little insect called a pine shoot moth. His larvae, they bore and they feed in the buds and the new shoots and cause lots of stunted growth and deformation. So here we have a lone one. So he's just waiting for a fire to open up here. And then we got 4 up here. They're a little older. You can see they're kind of brown. And old needles here on this broken branch. Anyway, he's a great ornamental, used for blocking wind and noise, and even in Australia, New Zealand, used as a Christmas tree. Even at the young growth, you can get them, use them as a bonsai tree. That's this guy here. He's called a Monterey pine up here in Sunset State Beach at this terrific campground. We have her. That's our campsite right there. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.